Production was sick back then as well, man. I think this was back. I think they showed this. They must have showed this on Japanese TV. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Lion's Den. What's up, guys? Ozzy back with another one, and this is an interesting one actually. I don't think anyone's doing this, but this brother here. Forgive me if I pronounce this wrong. Kenematoshi. Big up this brother. He wrote this comment. Man, I wish Michael Murray and Nakatsu would re-release Tekken 6 and bring it back to the Tekken World Tour as a mainline game for the next 15 years so Tekken scene can explode. Imagine all the OG players from the arcade era competing against Arslan Ash. He misspelled Ash, but I think that's a typo. Listen, bro, big you up. I read this comment and it really sparked the idea that how would Arslan Ash do in the different Tekken eras? How would he do in the Tag 2 era where JDCR was just phenomenal? JDCR in his prime. So I thought, you know what? I'll do a little series on how, my opinion, and we can have a discourse in the comments as well. How would Arslan Ash fare in every single era? Would he dominate in every era? Like Tekken 7, that's his. No doubt, that's his. But him in his prime was Tekken 7. Right now, he is definitely dominating Tekken 8. After winning 2, is he won 2 Evos? He's won 7. But I don't know how many Evos he's won right now. He's won 2, right? The one in America, the one in France. But the Evo is getting diluted now. When there's too much of something, it loses its essence. But anyway, this comment, I really like this comment. Now, let's just take this for face value. If they did bring Tekken 6 for a Tekken World Tour, man, I would come out of retirement. Honestly, I love that game. The old school players will come out. They'll come out from their caves. But, look, let's talk about how Arslan Ash would fare in the Tekken 4 era. Yeah? Let's see how it would fare. Let's bring up footage from the Tekken 4 days, 2002 or 2003. Alright, guys, look at this. Guys, look at this, man. This is 2004. Look at the hype. Yo, esports was running well before now. Man like SDZ. This looks hype. That's a proper arena. I don't know who the players are, man. If anyone in the comments can tell me who the players are, that'd be great. He just said, I'm gonna open a can of whoop ass on your ass. I'm gonna whoop that ass. That's what he said in Japanese. SDZ is an old school player. Now, I'm gonna show you some gameplay, and I'm gonna let you know. Remember, this is the cream of the crop, yeah? I'm gonna, the conversation we're having here is, how would Arslan Ash fare against these guys? Super Battle Opera. It's on YouTube, guys, yeah? So, go give it a watch. Man, look at the screen. Look, this is perfect, the amount of players. It's beautiful. It's too much. In Tekken 8, Tekken 7 ruined it for me. Too many characters, man. Tekken 6 was going that way, but look how immersive the stages are. There's pillars there. There's like a slope. And you know, remember this stage. Every song was from Tekken 2, and it was a different song every time you went on this stage. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like Tekken 4 because for some reason in Europe they didn't like it. When I was in America, they loved it. Honestly, they loved it in America. Big up Baltimore. I stayed in Maryland for a long time. And I used to play Tekken 4 there, man. But yeah, Jin was definitely broken, but you will see how people nullified that laser scraper. But yeah, look, the bigger question is, let's turn this down a little. How would Arslan Ash do against these guys? The Tekken 4 era. Nii started to get good during Tekken 4. right? So there was a lot of Japanese. There was a Japanese player called Yamagi. He had a very strong jin. But the question is here: how would Arslan Ash do against people's wall mechanics? That's the question. Because the wall, people exploited broken walls, especially with Horang. But understanding the stage-specific tactics you're gonna use. So, like, look, the strong players were, I think, Yamagi. How was an arcade monster back in the day. Europe still had Ryan Hart. Ryan Hart was phenomenal. His Kazuya was phenomenal. But look, the Koreans were strong. I think Nin was really strong. He was a movement pioneer back in those days. But yeah, I think this was Ni's era at this time. So Tekken 4 is a weird one actually to think about it competitively because it had a short lifespan and broken systems and small, but like I think the player pool was deadly. So I think the greats were far and few in between, to be honest. But I think the impact you can see is huge. Look at the turnouts are crazy at these events. But I think these are the widely recognized Tekken players. Anyway, but let's forward to. I want to see how Arslan Ash would do because what Arslan does, he holds back and he waits for you to make a mistake. So also Arslan struggled against Kazuya. People don't know. He struggled. I think Crazy Dong Pao knocked him out in I think sent him to losers in his first Evo. And wow, look at that. Kazuya is that guy that hits like a truck. And when he's wave dashing into you, and you gotta guess a hell sweep or a forward 4-3. But how would Arslan Ash do? So I found this footage of guys. If there's anyone Japanese who understands Japanese, put the names of these players down because look at the stage, man. Look how immersive the stage is. You're at a mall, bruv. Why the flow was still a problem. She stepped on his dirty. Other ones. But this is where Kazuya's down 4-2 was so beautiful. Because if it was a counter hit, it's like you know with Kazuya, he's such a phenomenal character. Every move is so vicious and like sent with so much ill intent. It's just so nice to see. Okay, let's watch this game. What's it called? Boston Crab? You notice here, guys, yeah? I don't understand the commentary, but I want to listen to it. Like, the guy's hype. They got JC Penney's in the back. They got Macy's in the back. This is like Westfield, man. They're beefing out in Westfield. But yeah, this guy, Arslan Ash would have been something similar like this. I guess she gets that double palm as a punish for a hell sweep. Or maybe get more, I can't remember. This looks hype, man. Wow. Alright, so look, let's freeze it there for a minute. I hope we can find this brother's name. How do you think Arslan Ash would have done in the Tekken 4 era? Personally, I think he would have dominated. He definitely would have dominated this era, for sure. But it was an unfair system, in my opinion. But I think this era, Arslan Ash would have dominated. Because he plays with that similar style. I think Characters like Jin, he would have known how to nullify, even though it's difficult. He would have stayed away from that laser scraper, which is broken, right? So it's difficult, man. It's difficult. Arslan Ash would have been a great in every era, right? And the question is, would he dominate this era like Tekken 7? That's the question here. So the biggest question for Tekken 4, because it has it's very great Tekken 4. It rewards, system abuse over purity, because there's so many variables in this Tekken 4 that you have the walls, you have broken characters, but I still think Arslan isn't naturally a gimmicky player. He's still top tier, but a prime knee versus him, he would have gone against knee as well in his prime. So this would have been so interesting. Guys, look, this is a hypothetical, yeah? We're just having discourse. We're just talking about it, right? My opinion, Arslan adapts. Tekken 4 rewards those who embrace the ugliness, and I think Arslan Ash would have embraced that. And I think, in my opinion, he would have dominated this era. That's just my opinion, right? But do I think he would dominate the other eras? I'm going to give you my opinions on that as well. This is all because of that one comment. It sparked the idea. Again, this is hypotheticals, right? We shouldn't really compare eras. Because we're never going to get those people in their prime. But let's not forget people like Nin, how you always see them at their latter stage of their life, or their latter stage of their Tekken career, and they're not as good, and people think, oh yeah, you're that good. No. Being in your prime matters, man. Your ability to react is much quicker when you're younger. Unfortunately, it just is. But guys, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think? You think people in Tekken 4 would have given Arslan problems? Just by that footage alone. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, give it a like. Hit that sub button, man. Really helps out the channel. And yeah, if you want me to do more, I'll do more, man. But yeah, that brother gave me the idea for this. And I'll do the Tekken 5 and Tekken 6 and Tekken Tag 2 era. See how Arslan would have fared again. Peace.